Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Elias and welcome back to Skybees. In the last episode, we made our first, pseudo apiary and, yeah, kind of planned out building a little bit better. Fixed the hexagons so they're all exactly the same and uniform on both sides. Symmetrical, I guess, is the actual term. And yeah, there is still some problems, but things are going pretty well. Well, mostly. You might notice from my inventory, it's a little empty. So I was building, and I wasn't really paying attention to where I was, and I just walked right off of here. Luckily, my corpse is still down there. So, rescue mission. We need to get down there and get our stuff back. So let's grab some blocks. I have made another bucket, and we don't really need the obituary, but we'll keep it for right now. My inventory was not that full, so not that big of a deal. But we're gonna water bucket down, and then we have some things to talk about. So I actually put this to the top so I can theoretically get down there. And yeah, bottom of the world. We're very slowly moving. I forgot we can dive. Water controls are weird. So yeah, there is our grave. We don't move too fast in the water if we are not actually moving. So this might not be too bad to do. Can I just get close enough? Alright, there we go. That was a little terrifying, not gonna lie. Can we place nothing below it? So, this is, I guess, dirt and then it's a gravestone. So let's do something like this, because I'm not entirely sure which gravestone is which, how they all work. So we're gonna break this, and we get all our stuff back. Perfect. We do have everything. Yeah, I don't think I had that much dirt left on me. So let's go ahead, get in the water, and then we're gonna just vein mine the dirt. And who cares? We can always make more dirt. Oh, man, that was an experience. That was a little bit of a problem, and you know, I haven't looked at the underside of our base. I'm still missing a little bit of stone, which is good to kind of know. But yeah, let's get back up here, and I should be able to collect the water. We got one of our player heads. Cool. So yeah, I was just kind of, you know, trying to make a new platform, because today we're going to be getting into a new mod. Well, sort of. It's not really that new, but it's new enough. Let's see, can I remove that? Perfect. Okay, so yeah, I was just, you know, filling in all this dirt and whatnot, and then, you know, we're going to have to light things up, make sure everything is well lit, and yeah, a couple things to note. I've got most of the bees in the apiary that I want, for the time being anyways. Alright, I think that's all the darkness. We can turn that off. So yeah, let's go look at this. So I have the apiary finished. This is Forest Bee, which has sand, gravel, sieve, dust, and glass. I just took the sign off of there and copied it here. I went with just 2 apiaries, and most of the time we're only actually going to go with one, or I guess these are beehives. We're only going to go with 1 beehive, because this hive can store 16 bees each. So we have 2 tier 4s. We've made those before, and it just makes things a little bit easier. The glass is in there for the glass bees once we get them, which is sand and coal. But as you can see, the bees are still really, really dumb. I've heard rumors that the bees going after the same... whoops, nope, don't get out. I've already had a couple of those accidents. So I've heard the reason that the bees all go for the same thing and like try to push each other out of the way is due to resourceful bees itself, because the vanilla bees don't have that problem. Whether that is true or not, I'm not entirely sure. We might have to mix things up a little bit to make things a little bit better. We'll kind of play that by ear. But obviously, all the bees are going for the same flower, that flower right there, and it's really, hurting production. I did make another advanced item collector and got all the stuff there. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure how to fix that. I've tried updating the pack, and that just made this world break. If I update this pack, the void stops being void. It changed the mod that makes the sky world, and it started generating terrain. So yeah, I don't want that. I've tried a little bit of updating resourceful bees myself, but I'm not entirely sure if that's the problem, and I'm not entirely sure how easy it is to do that. So I kind of just gave up. We'll live with it. For the most part, it's not that big of a deal. But if it starts becoming a problem, what we can do is all the bees that take the same stuff, we'll just separate them. All the vanilla flowers. So I've been working with the cobblestone and the coal bee, trying to get some more bees, and I did get another redstone bee, which is really nice. That was from the bees over there. I did the sieve and sand, I believe, but I also managed to get a singular, who's not there, diamond bee. So we have diamonds now from honeycombs. And what we can do with that is, it's a 50% chance, no, it is a 100% chance to get diamonds. So right here is 10 diamonds. But yeah, we have a tiny little diamond bee. Now, the problem, so if we look at the diamond bees come from the cobblestone and coal bees. It's a 35% chance, right? Well, if I look at what the, let's try the coal. Actually, coal and cobblestone, 25% chance for emerald, 35% for diamond, and 40% for lapis. Guess which bee I have the most of? It's not lapis. Oh man, there are in here. So I have 1, 2, 3 emerald. There's 1 lapis in there. And there's 2 more emerald and another lapis. So we're getting a lot of emerald bees. We're getting unlucky with the bee breeding. And that's okay. Just means we won't have to breed more emerald bees. But here is the journey that I discovered. So let's look at what we wanted to do for this episode. A little bit of a hint of what we're going to be doing. So what we wanted to do was get into a storage mod, applied logistics or refined storage. We need to do both eventually, but we're probably going to make, I think I've said I was going to do applied logistics. I've kind of changed my mind. I think we're going to do refined storage. So let's just look at refined storage. Well, to start with things, we're going to need to make a disk manipulator. That is pretty easy. Machine housing, we've seen that. We've made one of those. Destruction cores does require an inscriber. And, a lot of this stuff is kind of straightforward. We got to do some inscriber stuff. We need to make some inscriber plates. None of that's too difficult. We'll want a controller. That's going to require pure flux crystals, which is a little bit of annoyance. Skystone, which is also a little bit of an annoyance. But nothing too particularly awful. Things we can do. It does require an advanced crafting table. We can handle that. The grid is not that bad. It does require applied logistics things as well. But then I looked at, well, what if we want a storage disk? A 1K storage part requires a dissolution chamber. That is from Industrial Foregoing. Okay, now the actual recipe is actually not that bad. It requires a good bit of power, but it's not that bad. Dissolution chamber, however, requires plastic and diamond gear. Okay, we can handle some of that stuff. But then it requires a pity machine frame. And that requires Botania. Also requires plastic. Now, plastic we get from rubber, which is a machine output from latex. which requires another machine. Well, to get latex, we could use rubber bees, or we could use the, there's another machine, and it requires another machine frame. So, in other words, we need to get into Botania. Now, that's not that big of a deal, but it is a little bit annoying. So, before we do that, this is the Botania area. We're gonna set this up to be Botania. Now, that I do not want. So real quick, we're gonna make this look nice. And to make this look nice, we're gonna use a golden pasture seed. Now, pasture seeds are really cool. We need some just basic grass. And these make grass. That's it. So we just throw this into our mana pool, which obviously this stuff is gonna get kind of rearranged and whatnot. And then we need a piece of wheat. And we're going to make golden grass. So golden pasture seed. Let's put that right here. And it's going to quickly spread, and it's going to give us a little bit of a different color. Now, unfortunately, it took over that spot, which I didn't want it to. We'll leave that there for right now. So, cool. That will give things a little bit different color, even though it just looks like grass on the map. Unfortunate, but it will look distinctly different. And we should be able to, let's just see, should act like normal grass and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, no problems. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna look at, so that was just for decoration. Now, something that we actually need to do for Botania, we're going to make some more botany pots. You might remember those from our flowers. We're going to make a few more of those. And so, the hopping version, we need a hopper. Let's make 4. I think 4 will be good. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is going to require a good bit of iron. And then we'll need some bricks. So we'll get that going. So there is 4 hoppers. We need a flower pot and terracotta. So we're going to need a good bit of clay, which is okay because we have a little bit of dust. I should probably have made this before. Oops. Glitched out a little bit. Okay, so if we cook this up, that will give us our flower pots. And then we can make more clay. I'm probably going to need more dust. So let's get some dust going. And we'll come back to this once we have a little bit more stuff. So sand. I don't have that much dust, but we don't really need that much, to be perfectly honest. So we'll get that going. Let's clean up the inventory just a little bit. So what are we doing with this? Well, we're going to make flowers. We're going to start storing more flowers. And how much terracotta do we need? If we're going to make 4, I think we need 20. Yeah, we need 20. 20 more clay. So let's see. Stair can go in there. Those are cooking. It's fine. Alright, so I guess while we're waiting, the other thing I want to do, and this is kind of minor, is I want to, well, that was unintended. This is a little bit of a minor thing that we want to work on. But we're going to make a set of these. So these are the Tome of the Miners. Now, it requires a blaze rod and some books. Do I have the capability of making a few books? I don't think I am. So you know what? We'll hold off on that. The whole point of that was to potentially make Silk Touch. We want a couple of things of Silk Touch, both for our axe, for our shovel, so we can pick up grass and whatnot. I believe the golden grass you can also pick up similarly, so that will be fine. Let's see, we have that. Go ahead and start cooking up the clay into terracotta. So there is 7. We need 13 more. Alright, so that is all the dust we need right here. We'll put the rest of the dust away. That will be used for breeding bees later. But let's get all of this stuff. 1, 2, 3. And just 2 more sets. Apologies for doing this on camera. I try not to do this kind of stuff, but it needs to be done. We need to make these hopping bonsai pots, or botany pots, so that we can grow mystical flowers. That's the point. So once that is done, we can get into that. So what exactly do we need to work towards? Well, the main thing we need is the Runic Altar. But I'd also like to start setting up some better power. And I figured, you know what, let's just go through the book. Where is my quest book? I guess it didn't give me a second one back. So we're just going to kind of go through this book. There is some basics and mechanics, and it's going to unlock things. So the Runic Altar, and then all the runes. There's a bunch of runes. But to make the Runic Altar, the only thing we need is a mana diamond. Now, I don't have any diamonds yet, but we could. We have a lot of diamonds already. I can get 9 right off the bat. Also, this diamond honeycomb looks so pretty. So yeah, for the record, we can quickly look at our quest book. Bees, diamond. As you can see, we are slowly getting a bunch of, well, bee products, which is nice. I like seeing that. So hopefully we can, let's see, can we make this into a mana diamond? No, we do not have enough. So let's grab some coal. And we're actually going to make a couple blocks of coal. I don't know why the visual glitch happened like it did, but it did. And both of these should be sucked up. And I just want to make sure that both of them know about the mana spreader. So currently Endo Flames are like the best flowers we have. But there are better flowers, and there is a lot of other things that we can kind of work on. So I'm going to quickly go through and just like click a lot of this stuff. I'm not going to read too much. Flower shrinking. Yes, you can shrink the flowers for the functional flowers, which just makes their area of effect a lot slower. And then you can do a lot of really cool things with Podzol and what was the other thing? Podzol and Mycelium will do different things to functional flora, but I don't really care about functional flora right now. We're just gonna kind of click all this stuff and make sure that we know about it. Hovering Hourglass. There is some really good things in Botania that are super useful. I just want to get all of this book kind of filled out. And see, trinkets and accessories. Mana Seer monocle is good. Bunch of rings, including a magnetization ring. This thing is actually really useful, but it does require mana, and using mana is kind of annoying. So, and then we'll just get these. Cool. All right, so now the book is a lot nicer, and we can throw in a diamond. Now that gives us a mana diamond. And with that, if I have, which I don't, I need to make some stone into living rock. So once we have a little bit of living rock, hey, this is cleaned up. So all we need is the golden grass to go to these two spots. We'll put those there, and that will be good. We should have our terracotta. We can make our 4 flower pots and our 4 hopping bonsai plots. Now we need inventories for these. Now I could just make chests. That is a perfectly acceptable thing. But we're going to just grab I guess the rest of the oak logs. I think I'm going to need to farm up some wood. We're going to make chests, and let's make some drawers. But I don't want to use the biggest for these because we don't need that much. We'll go ahead and... Can I use a 2x2? Do I have a 2x2? I do have a 2x2. We do want the drawers, though. The chest, anyways. So, somewhere over here. I guess for the time being, let's just put it right here. We're going to put this guy down. And this needs to put into inventories. So we can put one directly on top, but what about these other 3? We're going to need to get some sort of piping. So, I mean, we could use hoppers. Hoppers would work. It would put the inventory in. Do we have any, like, pipes? Let's see. Item pipes disabled. Okay. Mechanical pipes require steel. And those are not even the right ones. So item... Let's see. What do we have as options? Let's see. The transport pipes. Those are what? Logistical transporters. Those require steel and circuits. So that's a no. Yeah, I really don't know the best way. Unless, do those work? No, it's only with a drawer controller. Okay. So, I guess I could have just made the normal bonsai pots, but I guess what we could do, let's make a couple more 2x2 drawers. And let's see, there is 16. That would be perfect. So what we'll do instead is we'll have some more 2x2 drawers, like so. And we'll just put in... I am going to need another chest, and we might as well get some more wood. I'm going to want a double chest, I do believe. So let's get 2 of those. We're going to grab some dirt and our flower pouch. So what we'll do is we'll take all of these out and we'll put them into these guys. So for example, we'll want like blue and cyan and light blue, and let's see, we'll put black, brown, light gray, yellow, orange, red. We'll put white with these. Let's see, green, purple, magenta, and then we just have lime, pink, and light gray. So what we can do is just have various containers, and then we just put dirt in all of these. So they all have dirt. We could use other things. If we look at the botany pots, different types of soils give different modifiers. Some of the best ones are like farmland, but we can't pick up farmland. Enchanted soil is another one, which we can't technically get. So we'll just kind of live with what we have. But we're going to want, so for example, endoflames. Endoflames require red, brown, and light gray. So we can at least take the brown and put it there. Red. And let's do white and green. Why not? And these will grow. They take a little bit of time, but they'll just slowly fill up these things. And once I have all that I can have, I can replace the flower with a different flower, and it'll be fine. So yeah, that's kind of the idea. Now let's go ahead and make this Runic Altar. So a Runic Altar is not like that. It is 5 with a mana diamond, and there is the altar. So not only is that really important for the quest book, it's going to allow us to make the pity machine frame and unlock industrial foregoing. It's also going to be super useful for Botania and making a lot of things in Botania. So we're going to move some Botania stuff. We're also going to want to make another, I think I need a piece of gold. Another mana spreader for this guy. So unfortunately, until we can move our, actually we could go ahead and move our mana pool. We'll do that in just a second. And there we go. So we're going to get more flowers, and it's going to take some time, but we'll get there. So let's go ahead and put this like here-ish, really pretty. And we'll need this mana spreader. We're going to actually take up this mana spreader and these guys, because, well, we need more stone actually. So let's make a little bit more stone. And we're going to need another mana diamond or a mana pearl. Ender pearl thrown into mana would also work. But we throw this in here. And then we just need our mana diamond. So we're going to put some chests here and store things. Not that. 8 will be enough, so we can do that. So we can store a lot of this stuff. And we've actually unlocked more into our Let's Play Botania. We can start working towards Terra Steel, which is awful. It's kind of the next thing that's pretty major. There's a bunch of functional flora. Most of this stuff I don't really care about. Oh, hey, that one was... Metamorphosis is a flower that induces metamorphic transformations. It gives you some really cool blocks to work with. So there is a lot of things we can work through. Manatite Bellows, increase the speed of Manapool's output. Sparks are more important. But a lot of this stuff we'll get to much, much later. For right now, I mostly just want to get a little bit of access to various things. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this here with some endoflames. Doesn't really matter where. Make sure these guys are directed to this. And that is directed at the Runic Altar, but that's not what it's going to be next to. We're going to put another mana spreader here, and this one is going to be pointed at the Runic Altar. And that one will be pointed at something else, the mana pool, because we're going to move it. And to do that, we're going to take Living Rock and a mana diamond to make a mana tablet. Now this allows us to, if we shift right click, it changes the mode, and it will suck up all of the mana. Now there wasn't that much, but we have it now. And we can put the mana pool here, and tell this to go into there. The mana from the mana tablet will go back into that, and we've moved our system. So pretty much what I'll need to do, the other thing we can do is go ahead and move this. We'll put that right here. That'll work. It's not going to be, this setup is not going to necessarily be permanent. Once I kind of figure out what's going to be around, I can decide where Botania stuff is going to live. And the flower farm might actually be put somewhere completely else. Because we might want to have all of the flowers being farmed. I don't know if there's any other ways to get the flowers otherwise. So, no, not really. Okay, so with that, we can make our very first pity machine frame. And so let's go ahead and do that just to kind of finish up today's episode. So we need 4 iron, 4 oak logs, and a block of redstone. So the hard part is going to be, well, there's 2 hard parts. One is mana. So let's go ahead and get the end of flames we have going with the mana. Let's actually move this a little bit closer. You are still looking at it. Cool. So let's go ahead and throw this stuff down. So we need a block of redstone, 4 iron, and we need 4 oak logs, which I think I've turned all of my oak logs into other things. So we're going to have to grow a tree real quick. There we go. Chop it down. We got 4. Perfect. Now there is one more ingredient that we actually need in order to do anything with the Runic Altar. So we can throw 4, and it's literally just throw them. Block of redstone and iron. So it will start processing. And it will eternally just sit there even if we don't have mana. Now, obviously, it'd be nice to have more mana. So let's grab some water. And we don't have any extra light grays, unfortunately. So it's about halfway. These guys are still probably going. I can throw them a couple more coal. And they'll eat those up if they have space once they're ready to. And then the last thing we need. So this looks like it's going to work just fine. So we should get some. Oh, it's slowing down a little bit. So yeah, I need to get better mana production, and I need to decide kind of what's going to be the best for us. There is a lot of generating flowers. I don't know how many of those we can actually see. Let's see. Generating flowers. So we have a few new ones. Thermal lilies are really good, but they produce mana from lava, which is a little bit kind of annoying. Narslimus is kind of cool. It uses it absorbs slimes from slime chunks to create mana. But I don't know. I've never used those. The Gorgomillis are pretty good. They produce mana from food. The better a food is, the more it gives you. And you kind of want to feed it different foods as you go. So this is ready. Usually there's particle effects. I have my particles turned down. Let's turn those on real quick just so you guys can see. Is there not particle effects anymore? There might not be. Anyways, we put a living rock down and right click, and it will make our pity machine frame. So yeah, there is a lot of good things. Let's go back to the the generating flora. So the Rose Arcana uses experience points, which is kind of cool. What does it say? Also synthesize mana from experience orbs and enchanted items in the world. So basically, we could use our experience to generate mana. Munch Dew eats leaves, and Entropium is TNT. And it has to be on dry land. Yeah, and it's a little bit dangerous. So there is a lot of really cool flowers, but which ones we should use, I don't know. How many diamond ore do we have? Wow, we are getting a lot of stuff. Okay, so with that, we have our pity machine frame, which allows us to get into industrial foregoing. Go ahead and check mark that and get a reward, which is just a book. Basically tells us how to use it. And we're going to need to make a fluid extractor. That's going to give us latex from wood. And yeah, so then we need to turn the latex into rubber and the rubber into plastic. And then we'll be able to make our dissolution chamber. And that is kind of like the main thing we need. So we might start that next time. Otherwise, we'll kind of work on something else. I'm not entirely sure. I need to kind of decide where more of our bees are going to go. There's not going to be any bees on this specific hexagon, but another magic one will have our magic set. We need another couple of hexagons for the other magic mods, specifically blood magic and astral sorcery, which we should probably get into soonish, at least get starting in them. So we might work with more Botania next time. We'll see how many Endo Flames I can make based on how long I kind of hang out in this world, messing with bees and trying to breed more bees and shaking my head at those bees. And then we'll just kind of go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Runic Altar, Pity Machine Frame, which is going to lead into industrial foregoing, which is going to lead into refined storage. Lots of things to work towards, but we're getting there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!